I was asked for a video on how this MQL system that I put on my Johnson bandsaw works. So this is that video. First step in the operation, we've got a regulator that's dropping this to about 15 psi when it's running. Okay, so it climbs higher than that when it's off. But what happens is, got the high pressure line, comes in of course, and it goes out. The outbound line runs up through the case of the saw and runs up to this pneumatic toggle switch I put on the top. Okay, when it's on, it returns air back. The air comes into a T. All right, one line of the T goes right back out and goes to the nozzle. The other line goes into this filter housing. The filter housing obviously doesn't have a filter, and it's being used as a pressure canister. This line on the outbound side comes through the fitting and down into the bottom. It's all one line. There's no fitting in there or anything. It actually pushes through this push to connect fitting, right? So you're creating an aerosol canister, just like a spray paint can, right? So our gas coming in is our low pressure air. It pushes the MQL oil out at the 10 to 15 psi. And comes into this air line is coming into the top of this T here. This is our oil line. Okay, comes into this flow control valve. This has to be adjusted according to how much oil you want to come out into your spray. So because it's a pressurized oil feed instead of a Venturi system that's requiring lots of air, and because the oil you're using is not it's not prone to causing fog, okay, or a mist, you're going to get droplets of oil spraying onto the band blade or on a milling machine or lathe, whatever you decide to hook it up to. This nozzle, okay, so getting back on course here, comes into the flow control and it gets a metered amount into the airflow. Inside this block, it splits and goes to both sides, and there's two 040 holes in here that spray both sides of the blade. All right, I'd have gone smaller, but I didn't have any smaller drills at the time. Okay, so the way this works, turn it on, it starts feeding oil. I've already got it set up and metered. See if I can do this, see if I can show you this. All right, so you sit there long enough, you'll see that it's spraying oil, and it's a very, very small amount of oil. There you go, you can see it, 1 drop, 2 drops. I'm probably actually putting too much out. All right, and that's MQL.